Well, good morning from a very cloudy, humid morning in Chongqing. Today we're going to a place called Dongjiaxi, which is apparently one of the biggest electronic flea markets in this area. So I want to just check it out and see what they've got. To be honest, unfortunately, there's a battle first. Stairs. Ah, here we go. By the way, I got bitten about 5 times during the night. Mosquitoes, not other guests in the hostel. Yeah, one of them must have been trapped in the area with me and just had a field day at the. Really, like, I woke up this morning, I was like, just, you know, casually going like that, and I felt, ah. So yeah, can't escape. Oh well, look, we make our way to the underground, which is overground. Yeah, well, this city, nothing makes sense. And then we head up to Dongjiaxi. Well, I think I found it. The Internet Secondhand Goods Trading Center. What a name. Man, it's very warm. Not as warm as yesterday though, officially. But unofficially it feels as warm as yesterday. It's just humid. That's the worst part. I can't, I was going to say I can deal with the heat. I can't from the sun, but this makes it way worse. It's air conditioning. Literally, there are air conditioners there, but it is air conditioned in here. So I think it's registered like a couple of different floors. Like the bottom 2 floors are kind of household electronics and basic wear like that, you know, it's wholesale kind of thing. And I think the 3rd floor or the 4th floor is like second-hand goods. Let's just take a little browse around 1 or 2 of the aisles. I don't want to video on people that are trying to sell stuff, you know. Not that they care, but like they're probably like, why are you looking at a rice cooker? Like, you're a foreigner, you don't need one of them. You're not going to be here long enough. You know, you got all these sort of, it's basically like Chinese IKEA, isn't it? You know, maybe a little bit less organised, or a lot less organised, but I mean, you know, it serves the same purpose. Like, these bowls are lovely. I'm not buying one, but they're lovely. Escalator is not working, or else it's too early for it to be turned on, which is very possible because, well, I'm sure it works. How else would they move all of the goods all the time between each floor? There is a little elevator, but that doesn't count, surely, it's too small. So this section, you've got a load of like kitchenware. You see, this huge stove, ovens over there, fridges. I got everything. These, well, you see these, like, these are obviously for outdoor vendors on the side of the street, because that's all the equipment that you see. Fridges. Not that anything is ever cold here, so I don't see the point of a fridge, but if you do want, look at this, your beer on tap. Wow, that's all you need to make money, right? That's the problem. I haven't actually seen many of them on the streets. The only place I've seen them was in Qingdao, because it's famous for the Qingdao beer. They use that as their whole kind of touristy thing, you know. They've got everything. Everything, boilers. Fridges, freezers, microwaves, everything. Massive. Anyway, we'll head up to the next floor. The next floor is the one that I'm kind of more interested in, because apparently, I think it's this one or the next one, but I think it's the 3rd one. Oh, it feels weird when you step on escalators and they don't move, doesn't it? Feels like you're doing something wrong. Okay, let's have a little gander. So it's not just electronics or anything like that, it's all household things, clothes, hats, cameras. Old cameras, very old cameras, drums, bongos, old figures. Oh, I hear someone spitting. Yeah, here we go. Lovely. Nice just to spit behind their shop. Or maybe they did it in front of it so that, you know, they don't dirty their own place. Yeah, instruments. All sorts of old antiques, hats, everything. Everything. This thing, which I've seen actually a couple of times, I don't know what it is, but I have seen it. This huge gun. CDs, DVDs, everything. Of course, then you get kind of stared at, you know. But it's very interesting. Some of the things you can't use anymore. I mean, you've got these old cassette tapes, or cassette players, I mean, but like, they don't look like they work. Old books, blank videotapes, some of them probably home movies. One of them looks like Back to the Future. Oh, it is. So the Chinese Back to the Future, but they've got everything. What they call it, I think it's called the second biggest or the biggest flea market in at least in Chongqing. I don't know about this province or anything like that, but I mean in this kind of area it's the biggest or the second biggest. Guitars again, keyboards. Is there anything I'm looking for in particular? Well, I mean, if they had any retro video games, I'd take it, but you know, the chances of that in China are slim to none. Old shoes, clothes, bags, handbags here. They're just piled up. You can take your pick. Look at this beauty. Wow. Can't you imagine yourself walking around the streets of Milan with this? So many. Shoes, all t-shirts, football jerseys, I think. Football jerseys. Yeah. Fish. More shoes, more runners. Of course, you have to fit the size. They can't fit them to you. People smoking when you're walking around in the stores. An old phone. Paddles for table tennis. Some DVDs that I'm sure are genuine. Chairman Mao plates. Graphics card. I mean, it's such a weird combination. It's like they've just found so much random stuff and they've just kind of all these pins, bracelets. Chairman Mao again. The red book. My God, it's just everything. There's so many different ornaments, different bracelets, different tapestries. Hike and pole. Now everything. So much. As I said, it's just kind of like people have just found whatever they could. And I'm not saying that makes it bad quality, but I'm just saying they found whatever they could and they've just brought it here, and it's a wholesale market. I'm not really in the market for anything like right now, you know, there's nothing that I really want to buy. But this place has nice music. Oh no. I'll get teary-eyed if I look at this too long. As well as that, there's something else though. See, the thing is, if I wanted something, there's no prices on anything, right? So there's a very, very big chance that if they named a price like that, you know, even if you tried to bargain, that price that they name for me could be way higher than what like a Chinese speaker would have to pay. So that's always a bit of a risk. You know, you don't mind that because realistically the difference for us in terms of money is very little, whereas for them it might be a bit more of a deal, if you know what I mean. More coins, Chairman Mao everywhere as usual. So for some reason they've got a book of Rommels. A book with Nazi, I don't know what it is. I know it's a Nazi German stamp on it, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. Someone's wedding portrait? Well, I guess that didn't last an awful long time. It's unfortunate, but I'm more curious about who would buy that and put it up on their wall. Maybe someone that wants to pretend they've got a son that got married and they just kind of want to show off, but I don't know if I've been here or not. Have I seen this? I have been here. Okay, I need to find the escalator. That doesn't work. I think the next floor is similar, do you know that? I'm gonna have a little look up there. If it's not, I'll just come back down, but like, it kind of looks like it from here. I'll go to the other one. I don't want to get in his way. Don't know what he's doing, but still don't want to get in his way. Okay, well it's not actually the exact same, but it's all got all tables, all kind of furniture, beds, more like wardrobes, stuff like that. So I mean, if you were like a student or something, starting up a business here, or starting up a business. So I mean, if you were like a student after just getting a little apartment or something, you know, you obviously you come somewhere like this to get your basics. I mean, alright, the stuff might not be big, brand spanking new and modern, but you know, it's practical, it works. I like this table. A built-in stove or a hob. Yeah, so I mean, if you were just starting off and needed basic furniture, then you could come somewhere like this if you lived in Chongqing. Maybe every city has something kind of similar, but yeah, it's a good idea.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
And just as I stopped recording, one of the guys started speaking to me a bit in English, not much, he only had a couple. Just had hello, good morning, how are you? So it's nice, nice little interaction. That's what I mean, I don't want to just focus on the negatives when I'm here, which in the last video obviously I mentioned them, but there's just so many positives. Yeah, we've got all sorts of lockers, beds, more small lockers, like you could put your TV on this, I guess. Never ending. So that was the sprawling madness of the second-hand wholesale market. Like I said, this place is just huge. One thing I'm not disappointed with, but I was under the impression that there was a bit more electronics here. So not computer parts, but you know, like headphones, stuff like that, which I'm in the market for. I'm kind of in the mood for headphones, over-ear headphones, not earphones. Just nice to have a pair, especially for the bloody Chinese trains. Because the AirPods are not the best, I have to say. They're not very noise cancelling. What would you say? Yeah, they're not great noise cancelling, basically. Especially the ones I've got. Maybe the newer generations are, but mine are not. Although I'm in a new area of Chongqing, so I'm going to have a little look around, see if I can find some stuff. I had read online that the Xiaomi brand of headphones were very good for like price to value. Can I go down this way? I can. But when I checked them out in the store, they were earbuds. I was like, nah, I don't want that. I've got AirPods, I don't need another little small pair. So yeah. Enormous. So it's nice to actually check out places like that, even if you're not buying anything, or you're not really interested in buying anything, because it gives you a little bit of an insight into how like actual locals or real people here shop when they're trying to find stuff for their house, for their apartment. You know, it's not all like online like the way we do it now, or buy in store and they deliver it. It's not like that. So it's nice to kind of see the real deal, at least in terms of how the Chinese do, which I like. You want to know something weird? I just went into Lawson there just to get a drink, and I was thirsty. And the people, this is the first time I've been into a Lawson here, where the people actually greeted you when you walk in the front door, the same way when you went to the one in Japan. I was shocked when like the two people at the countertop at the checkout said, you know, I walked through and it makes the little noise when you walk through, a little jingle. And yeah, both of them said, I don't know exactly what they said, but yeah, it was really weird. It was reminding me of being back in Japan. Because a few times I've been into Lawson, they just ignore you here, you know. Well, not ignore you, but you know what I mean. They don't like pay much attention because there's so many people going in and out all the time. But yeah, that was a nice little touch, I have to say. Put a little smile on my face. My God, the hills around here. Anyway, for some reason, as I'm strolling around, I've just made it into the financial district of Chongqing. Keep saying the English name or anglicised name of it for some reason, but man, this place just stretches out in all directions. Well, I knew that by now. I knew that after arriving here the first day. Did I tell you that it was warm? Not as warm as yesterday, but also more humid than yesterday. Whew, jeez. This bit of shade is nice though. Yeah, I still see people walking around like in this weather with jackets on them, like puffy jackets, and I'm thinking, am I really just that much of a wimp? I can't be. Like, that's, you know, either people are trying to sweat to lose weight or something like that, or else it's a fashion statement that they'd rather struggle and look good. I don't really give a damn about me, to be honest. But yeah, I'm gonna walk just in this general direction. I think there's a park this way, so it's just nice if I find somewhere with a bit of shade, I'd sit down, people watch. Can you see the sweat on my face? I don't know if you can. I can feel it running down my nose, but you know why I'm sweating like that? Because I was sitting down on a bench. That's how humid it is here. I was actually even sitting in the shaded part. I'm sitting there and I can just feel it. Now, tonight, going into tomorrow morning, it's supposed to thunderstorm, which also means it's usually humid again when it thunderstorms, right? Humidity kind of builds up, it feels like it always. That's to last until the morning, but I am leaving Chongqing in the morning. I have a flight at 9:45, 9:15, one of those, I don't remember. And that takes me out of this region, out of the west of central China, and takes me back east over to Ningbo. After Ningbo I have a loop around. I'm not far from Shanghai even when I get there, because I have to finish in Shanghai. It's where my flight leaves from. So in that kind of region I'm visiting first Ningbo, I think just 2 nights, I'm not 100% sure. Then I go to Hangzhou, then Suzhou, and then finish in Shanghai for a few days, but I'm not sure how long to spend in each of the places beforehand. The point I'm trying to make is that the transport between the places that I'm going to next is very easy. There'll be no more airplanes. There's an airplane tomorrow morning. There'll be no more airplanes. no long distance trains. I think the longest on a train is between Ningbo and Hangzhou, and that's an hour and 5 minutes. So yeah, and it costs like €3, you know, so all of the next places are very close, very easy to get around, so it's nice that I won't have to deal with any shitty loud doujin users for very long at a time. I can deal with an hour, you know. I don't know what bird that was. That was a weird sound. There's a theme park underneath me. Doesn't look like it, but in that building, underneath this area, there's like a petting zoo and weird. I don't know, but I'm not going into it anyway. I just saw from the other side there was like a big team attraction thing. So yeah, I'm not going to that, but yeah. Usually those places you see, it's also a bit of a small aquarium, and those places are always bloody roasting. Always just to keep the humidity or the temperature at a certain level, so I don't want to do that. I don't want to suffer indoors. It's bad enough suffering outdoors. So I'm just walking through lovely Central Park area here in the shade, not that it helps. I'm making my way down. On the other side of this there's a Catholic church, so I just want to have a look and see what it's like, if the style of it is different than what I'm used to seeing back home. It's nice, and you got the birds chirping. I don't know what this is, but it looks nice too. So I wanted to just address a little bit of the criticisms that I gave China yesterday. There was something else that I wanted to point out. So, as I said, it's mostly like, just say, the people that are like pointing and bumping into you and stuff like that and not apologise and, you know, stuff like that. It is mostly older people, middle-aged to old people. It's not the younger people. So the younger people have kind of, I guess they're used to it, like, you know. I mean, they're used to people, like tourists and all, and they know, like, it's kind of seen as rude if you bump into people. Like, he doesn't even have his Beijing bikini. He has a full off. He doesn't give a damn, like, you know, but I'd rather see that than the bloody Beijing bikini. But yeah, it's the younger people that aren't as impolite or as inconsiderate. The middle-aged, the older people, they're the ones that I was mostly referring to now. There obviously are some younger people that probably do it as well, but I just haven't noticed it on the same scale as the older people. So I just wanted to address that it is mostly the older people. I don't know if it's just the way that they were brought up, and, you know, which obviously has a lot to do with the way people act. It's all about how you're raised, you know. Look at this. So yeah, so I mean, I don't want to, as I said, I'm not generalising, I didn't want to generalise, but it was just observations, that's all. Anyway, enough of that. I spent too long yesterday criticising. I wouldn't mind. When I was clicking record, I said, you know, it'll only take 5 minutes to run through this, but I think it ended up being about 15 minutes. And the Catholic church is just on the other side of this tree, so let's try and have a little peek at it from above. I'll go down onto ground level in a few minutes when I find my way down. Oh, it's the stairs here, it's alright. Well, here we go. Let's see what she looks like. Oh, this is a nice building, isn't it? Look at that. Holy crap. Holy. Didn't intentionally. Yeah, this is nice now. I'll go down and look at this on ground level, but it kind of looks like something out of bloody Hogwarts, doesn't it? Nice, nice building. Anyway, I head down. Yeah, so actually the reason that I made the video about the criticisms, it wasn't like oh, I need to get this off my chest, it's annoying me. Although it was partly, but it wasn't fully. One of the other reasons was, like, you know, I've watched before I came to China, and even since I came last time, I've watched loads of YouTube videos, people traveling around China, showing you this, showing you that, interacting with the locals, showing you the food, and you know, there's very, very little mention of any negatives, which, you know, realistically they should mention the negatives, just to let people know. Like, don't get me wrong, you know, they mention like the no one specific, like it's just a generalization of some people's videos, like, but you know, you see they say, oh, China, it's completely spotless, and for the most part it's very, very, very clean, but they never mention like, oh, people spitting everywhere, and a lot of the time, like, even just coming to this church, the park beside the church, you get like people, they'll take out a cigarette, they'll put it in their mouth, and their pack is finished, they'll just drop it on the ground, the pack. You know, you don't hear them mentioning that really. So that's why I kind of just wanted to mention it, because it is a fact of China. You can't escape from it, you know, it's just part of it. You can't just sugarcoat it and say, well, it's spotless, there's not a bit of rubbish. You know, so you just have to take that into account, that it is a normal country. People do normal, non-nice things. You know, you can't get away from it. Even in Japan, there was lots of dirty people as well. Like, it's not a generalization. We're at the Science and Technology Museum. You probably have to pay to look through it, but now a close-up of the church. Here we go. Stained glass going on here. I don't know if you can go in. Maybe not. There's another building around this corner that has like statues of Mary or something outside, so I don't know if that's another little church or it's just another, like, where the priest lives, you know. I can't remember the name of it, that building, but you know what I mean, the little place where the priest lives. Even a little seating area out here. Sorry, it's not a Christian church, it's just it's not a Catholic church, it's just a Christian church. I don't know what branch of Christianity, but yeah, nice. It's called the Jiangbei Gospel Church. There you go. So this building down here is the one I was saying, there's a little like statues of Mary outside. So I think this is just actually another church, believe it or not. Statue of Mary, statue of Jesus over there. Yeah, it must be just another church. Doesn't have a name in English, unfortunately, this one. The other one does, but it's funny because right across the road there's a dental clinic over here, right? And it's called the JC Dental Clinic. I wonder if it's run by this guy. Oh god, what a stupid joke, huh? Anyway, look, it's a nice little building from the outside. It's a shame we can't go in. I don't want to go up and start shaking on the door. It's in a very peaceful area, at least away from the chaos of the main business district that I just came from. People leave their locks here. It's like the Love Bridge in Paris, isn't it? Yeah, it's nice. If you come to China, one of the things you'll notice, no matter what big city you go to, you can go to the biggest city in China, whatever city, Beijing, Nanjing, Wuhan, Xi'an, Chengdu, whatever, you know, list goes on, Jinan. It's crazy the amount of green spaces that they've got. There's so many green areas, like huge parks in the middle of all this bustling city, which I like. It's nice. It gives people a chance to kind of get away from the madness of the city and kind of go somewhere that's a bit more quiet, a bit more relaxed. I like it. Like, you don't expect that when you go to China, you know. You don't expect greenery. You're expecting like grey concrete buildings and factories, but there is a lot of that, of course. A lot of them are nicknamed, I think, tofu buildings, because the old ones can fall down very easy, but the new safety standards over the last 40 years have been an awful lot better. So a lot of the buildings, even the construction I see now, it's buildings being revamped. It's not new buildings. So yeah, I mean the amount of green areas you can go through, like, and when you go into the middle of them, it's quiet. No matter what's going on the outside, it's fascinating. All the school kids out today, as I tell you. I wouldn't want to be out in this heat as a school kid, but that's just me and my wimpy Irishness. So I have to get by a lot of school kids now. But the way I'm going to head back over the bridge that connects to the little kind of island that I'm on. I'm on a small little island. Well, I'm on the main part of it. I'm not on the island. Well, I'm staying on the island, but I'm not on the island. So I'm going to make my way back over the bridge to the main kind of area towards where I was the first day, where everyone was getting their photos taken in front of the gigantic, huge skyscraper with the walkway on it. So I'll make my way over to that part of the island. Not actually gonna go into the supermarket, the shopping centre or anything like that. But that's the general way I'm going, because that all leads back to where I'm staying in the end. And I'm gonna have to pack again today, unfortunately. Story of my trip. Now as I'm walking over the bridge, you'll see this area of buildings. Now that's called Hongya Cave. And I actually got some footage there the first night, but honestly you couldn't hear anything. It was so loud. Yeah, so I just left it. But that is an 11-story complex of markets and buildings and streets, all built on stilts on the side of the cliff. 11 stories on stilts, and the streets selling all craftware, food, all sorts of things. And at night time it is absolute chaos. I swear I've never seen anything like this. It's like your bloody cow's been sent to slaughter. Everyone's queued up, walking along bit by bit by bit to get in. Everyone wants to stand on this side, take a photo of it when it's all lit up. The police are moving people on one by one. Oh, honestly, it's a nightmare. I had to get ice cream. This was 2 yuan. 2 yuan. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. It's yeah, 30 cent, something like that. Less than 30 cent. So it's crazy. It's very cold, so that's why I'm dying here. I think there's like little sesame seeds in the cone. It's not the biggest ice cream, but it's melting already.